Okay, today, we're going to discuss Ashley Elisa. She has a video here, Promiscuity Won't Make You Happy. And, of course, the radical MGTOWs are going to come out. James, you're a white knight, and you're a tradcon, and you're all this other shit. Yeah, I don't care. Put it in the comment section if it makes you feel better. As if I'll lose any sleep over being called a name. Wah! So Ashley here is saying promiscuity won't make you happy. And she's talking mainly to women, but of course men, there has to be a sausage involved for women to, to get laid, usually. Or I suppose they could be lesbians, but we're talking about straight women here, right? And so she kind of gets it here. She understands a little bit of what's going on. But I find a couple of things maybe need a little bit of polishing. So let's see what she has to say.
What I wanted to talk about today was sexual promiscuity. I was going to do something fun, but whatever. I think sexual promiscuity is one of the worst things that has happened to our society.
As the birth control pill and abortion and the loosening of morals in general, which could be traced back to the church, some religion of some sort, which kind of kept things in check for a very long time. But we can't have any of that because all of this actually goes back to that little book written by, you guessed it, Karl Marx in 1848.
And I guess you can blame that on women if you want.
No. You can't get out of this one as easy as that, Ashley. This one is purely 100% on women. Now, women don't like to take the blame for things, and they want to blame men. Well, men are they were always sluts, and they were always out having sex and all this shit. If there wasn't a receptacle to put the sausage in, men wouldn't be able to have sex. So this one is fully, squarely on women. They have always been the gatekeepers of sex. Always.
Because men hypothetically could have been sexually promiscuous their whole life.
You see, here's another misconception, Ashley. You look like a young lady. The only men getting pooty back in the bad old days, before birth control pills and abortion and all this shit, were the top shelf men. Just like today, at the drop of a hat, can get laid because women desire them. So those men were getting all the pussy they wanted to back in the day. And they're still doing it today. Average guys do not. Well, we have a little more access, I guess, but, it depends on your what you're willing to.
But it also has a bunch of other factors that really, play into it. But regardless, as we know today, we live in a hookup culture, which all of the boomers really just love to criticize.
The boomers started the hookup culture, Ashley. They were the driving force behind it. Birth control pill invented in 1961 didn't work out so well. It wasn't 100% effective, was it? So we had to also have abortion. So these boomers were out screwing around like bunnies on a Saturday night. They were having all kinds of sex everywhere. It was called the sexual revolution. They started it. But I might offer a small guess as to why now they might be against it is because they got older and they realized it really wasn't all it was cracked up to be.
But I feel like the Generation X or whatever, the ones who really cultivated it.
They embraced it. They drank deeply from the draft of sexual promiscuity. Oh yeah.
Breeding these unhappy middle-aged women. And then teaching their daughters and such that it was okay to do that.
They're unhappy in middle age because they did all that they did, and the problem is feminism promised them it would bring them utopia. It would be great. They would be the happiest they've ever been because women had been oppressed for thousands of years. Blah, 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 blah. It's all pablum and bullshit. They were promised by feminism that no matter what they did, in their teens and 20s, right up until they're ready to settle down, it shouldn't and wouldn't matter because Prince Charming would be there ready to wife them up when they were ready. It doesn't work that way.
Luckily, my family isn't from this country, so I didn't have to deal with that. But I've noticed a lot of girls have been subject to this whole sexual promiscuity thing.
It's brainwashing. It's feminist brainwashing. Ashley. It starts in kindergarten and it goes right up through PhD school. It never ends. Designed to destroy Western society. And as you can see, you can look around, it's doing a pretty damn good job.
And they aren't happy. A lot of my friends actually. One girl I know has actually had sex with over 100 guys.
Well, at least she's being honest. At least she's being honest.
And isn't stopping now, so.
Why would you? I mean, you've probably got every antibody in your body anyway to fight whatever STD you have. So, hey, go for it. See, the problem is your friend, when she gets to be 33, 34, 35, and she's ready to settle down, she's not going to be able to attract the quality of man she believes she deserves. And thus, we get all the unhappiness.
You have that. She's in the minority. Only around 9% of women have actually had more than 10 sexual partners, and 33% of men, which it's a lot of men.
Yeah, it is. Here's the problem with that, Ashley. If you dig into this a little bit, and you didn't, I don't think there's any links here with your statistic. That's okay. What you will find out is if you do a little bit of research, women generally way underestimate the number of partners they have, and men tend to overestimate. I guess that's the, the role model or whatever. Women are supposed to not be sluts, and men are, supposed to be, or whatever the case may be. But a rule of thumb, Ashley, whatever number she gives you, triple it. That's in the ballpark.
However, these sexual acts, when you completely disconnect sex from what it's supposed to be connected to, not making people happy.
It's not making women happy. Men getting laid, they don't really care. Men are different biologically than women, and there's studies out there, and I'm going to bore details. The idea is simply the more partners a woman has, the less likely she is to bond with one of them eventually. I don't have the research in front of me, and that might just be one of those made-up internet memes or whatever, but it does seem kind of likely, doesn't it? Throughout evolution, you could have one man in a village of 9 women, and you can make 9 babies in 9 months. But it doesn't work the other way around, does it? 9 men and 1 woman, you're only going to get 1 baby in 9 months. So there's some evolutionary basis for men being promiscuous and women not being, but I understand, it's still free will at this point.
Shocker, right? Promiscuity can actually be a symptom of depression because it's a baseline pleasure, Sex makes you happy in the moment.
Yeah, it could be some kind of body hatred, or back in the day there was the cutting where women would cut themselves because I guess they hated them. That's the.
But people are not able to somehow look past that and see that in that moment, sure, it'll make you happy, but then in the future, you're not going to be happy because what do you have? You just have another notch on your belt.
Ashley, the problem is women have been brainwashed into believing only today matters. No matter what they do today, there will be no consequences in the future. As a matter of fact, they can't even conceptualize the future past today or tomorrow. But there is a consequence. When women get up into their 30s, the supply of good men is reduced, you see. You read stories all the time. Oh my God, where have all the good men gone? Good meaning worthy of them, see.
What's interesting to note, though, is that higher educated women are actually known to be more promiscuous.
That's not really a surprise because they're in school more and they're exposed to more different men, I guess.
Over 2% of women fall into the top percentile of promiscuity, have gone to postgraduate school, so they're all like doctors. You know what this higher percent is? Over 35 sexual partners.
Multiply by 3 and you'll be in the ballpark.
And just in general, promiscuous people are less happy.
Yeah, especially promiscuous women. But they are in fact holding the keys to all of this situation, aren't they? Women are the gatekeepers. Men are just taking advantage of the pootie. Now, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that's the way it is.
And this is because of the social economic framework that has finally allowed women to be promiscuous. They don't have to get married at a young age. They don't have to start a family. They can take birth control and just go off and do whatever they want.
That is true. They can do whatever they want, but somehow it seems that a lot of these young ladies choose to be promiscuous sluts. I wonder why that is. Why do you think that is?
And somehow they thought that this would make them happy.
Yeah, the promise of feminism. You do this and such and you will be happy. I can't believe some women aren't happy sitting in a cubicle for 8 or 10 hours a day doing whatever they do. I mean, oh my God. I know a lot of men aren't,
They thought that having sex with a lot of people, void of meaning, would make them happy.
Yeah, that's because they were brainwashed by feminism. If you read Karl Marx's little book back in 1848, Communist Manifesto, it clearly states one of the goals of Marxism, communism, whatever, is to destroy the nuclear family, because that is the smallest unit, the oppression, the man, of course, being the oppressor. That needed to be destroyed, according to Karl Marx.
Surprising thing, though, it's not. A lot of women are actually taking antidepressants. There's like, I forget the statistic, it's maybe like double the amount of women than men are on antidepressants, which is just crazy.
25% of American women are on antidepressants. The other 75% just haven't been diagnosed yet.
Promiscuity, having sex, it's like a base pleasure. It's not like complicated.
It's easy for women. You know, I mean, do this experiment. I think somewhere online there's this experiment where basically they took an average-looking attractive woman, you know, and an average-looking attractive man. And the goal was for both of them to go up to random strangers and say, hey, how would you like to go have sex? Who do you think had more luck? Was it the man or was it the woman?
You don't have to be a genius to know that, like, people like having sex, okay?
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. But it's a hell of a lot easier for women, isn't it?
Like, it doesn't lead you to anything better. And one of my main problems is that women don't know that this is making them happy.
They have been promised that it would make them happy. They've invested their entire youth into this feminist garbage bullshit. And as we know, women cannot take the blame for anything. So if they took this shit hook, line, and sinker, they would have to blame themselves, wouldn't they? So they continue the fantasy that it will make them happy. If they just do it some more, they'll get there because feminism told them so, even though deep down in their convoluted female brains, they know it's not.
So they continue to listen to like the media and like TV and all this stuff is telling you to just hook up, get a random boyfriend that you see for like a couple of weeks and then like, that's it.
That's feminism. It's the media complex. They're all on the same team, Ashley. And that is to destroy the family.
Like, that's what the media is telling people to do. So these women are like falling into that trap and then being like, whoa, why am I not happy?
Because doing all this stuff doesn't make you happy. Just that simple.
I just want promiscuous people of all genders to realize that it's not good for society. And I'm not saying you have to get married. What people need to realize is that there's like more to achieving happiness than just having like some random hookup. And I'm sure people are starting to catch on to that now, but it's most likely after they go through their promiscuous phase.
Yes, it is a delayed consequence, Ashley. Delayed consequence. So it's not immediate. It's like smokers who smoke and I don't have any health problems, and then they get to be 75 and they have lung cancer. Delayed consequences. It's not immediate. It's not right up in your face if you do this stuff. But if you ride the cock carousel as a woman and you get to be 33 and you're ready to settle down, there is no one there worthy in your mind of marrying you up because all the good men are gone. And besides, the men that can command your attention and be attractive to them, they're having sex with the next batch of feminists. Link below, James Maxwell. Thank you for listening.